Akainu versus Kaido will be a complete stomp, and today I'll be showing you how. What's good, guys? This is Sango here, and today I'll be showing you what would happen if the strongest admiral and the strongest creature were to fight each other in One Piece. Before we get into the video, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe, and comment down below what debate I should do next. Let's get into the video. Let's start off with Akainu. Throughout the series, we have seen the powers of an admiral. And I think it's safe to say that the admirals are truly a force that you should take seriously in combat. Obviously, as of right now, Akainu is the strongest admiral. Not to include the fact that he has one of the most destructive, if not the most destructive fruits in all of One Piece. One of the best endurance feats in all of One Piece is Akainu fighting Aokiji for 10 days straight at full power. At Marineford, Akainu was really a menace. Akainu was able to punch multiple holes into Whitebeard's body. He blew a chunk off of Whitebeard's face off. And he deflected his f***ing Murokumo Giri with his hands in his pockets. Okay, but to be fair, it was an old and sickened Whitebeard. But you know, Whitebeard is Whitebeard. Now for Akainu's speed. Okay, Akainu isn't really the fastest. But you know, he was still able to catch up to Jinbei while Jinbei was running away with Luffy in basically no time. But for Akainu's durability though, it's completely insane. Akainu was able to take multiple hits from Whitebeard. As we know, Whitebeard really has one of the most destructive fruits just like Akainu, so it's impressive he was able to survive these attacks. These same attacks that were being launched at Akainu were literally splitting Marineford in half and destroying everything around it. I think it's safe to say that his durability is one of the strongest in all of the series. Some additional things that you should know is that Akainu is the fleet admiral. And he did beat the same Aokiji that froze Whitebeard's Marineford destroying waves. Akainu also did scare away Blackbeard, who at the time had Whitebeard's fruit and the Yami Yami no Mi, who he stole away from Thatch earlier into the series. It's obvious that Akainu has ornament haki since he was able to damage Whitebeard on multiple occasions. Akainu also definitely has observation haki since he was able to dodge Vista and Marco's attack nearly the same way Katakuri dodges. Some might argue that Akainu does not have observation haki since he didn't see Whitebeard's attack coming, but it is said that you cannot use observation haki unless you're calm, and he was obviously not calm since Marineford was a battlefield at that time. There's also a possibility that Akainu does have Conqueror's haki since most Conqueror haki users we've seen into the series are super strong. Not to mention he is the fleet admiral and he's probably going to be Luffy's final opponent, so it wouldn't make sense if he doesn't have Conqueror's haki. Okay, we've talked enough about Akainu now. I think it's time to move on to Yonko Kaido. Or should I say, the strongest creature Kaido. Starting off with Kaido's strength, he is entitled as the strongest creature in One Piece. So narratively speaking, that would put him above anyone else alive right now in strength. But I'll throw some feats in, cause why not? Kaido was able to lift an entire island. Not gonna lie, this alone is literally one of the most strongest feats ever in One Piece. Kaido was also able to one-tap a Gear 4 Luffy. The same Gear 4 Luffy that was bullying Doflamingo all the way back in Dressrosa. For Kaido's speed, he was able to blitz and overpower a Gear 4 Luffy. Kaido was also able to keep up with a Gear 5 Luffy in terms of speed and blitz him as well. Right after time skip, Luffy was able to dodge 3 consecutive Pacifista beams. As we know, these Pacifista beams are as fast as Kizaru, who ate the Pika Pika no Mi Devil Fruit and is light speed himself. And since Kaido was able to blitz the same Luffy, this would make him light speed himself as well. Kaido's durability isn't too bad itself. He's able to clash with Gear 5 Luffy and take multiple hits and attacks from him. Way back in the past as well, Kaido was able to take a sword attack from Oden and survive. This is the same Oden that was clashing with Prime Whitebeard. And now for Kaido's best durability feat is him surviving an Ashura from Zoro. Not gonna lie, he's lucky that my glorious gracious king, the future right-hand man of the Pirate King and the future world's strongest swordsman didn't have Conqueror's coding at that time. Because if he did, Kaido would have died and Wano would have ended just right then and there. But moving on to Kaido's haki, it is truly insane. Not only does Kaido know a lot about haki itself, but he can also use all three types of haki: ornament, observation, and conqueror's haki. And not only that, but he can coat his blade with advanced conqueror's haki as well. Kaido's endurance isn't really nothing special to talk about, but I'll still talk about it. He fought Big Mom for 3 days straight, which absolutely to me doesn't make any sense. Like, how did Big Mom last for 3 days without eating with her fat? But anyways, Kaido did also run a gauntlet in Wano. He had to fight an entire alliance, which was Law, Kid, Killer, My Glorious King Zoro, and then Luffy 4 different times. He also fought Yamato and the 9 Red Scabbards, so... but to be fair, this was literally like less than a week. Compared to Akainu fighting at 10 days at full power without Kiji, this is literally nothing. Aside from this, there's another category that almost nobody speaks about, which is battle IQ. Kaido isn't really the smartest person. In fact, he's really stupid. He drinks sake almost every part of the fight in Wano against Luffy, and all he looks into for a fight is just to have fun. On the other hand, Akainu is really smart. He literally tricked Squardo and made him attack Whitebeard in the middle of a battlefield. This is more of an IQ feat, but it's not like Akainu's fleet admiral for no reason. Some interesting facts about Kaido is, overall, he has attempted to end his life over 40 different times. In fact, when he got introduced, he was literally jumping off an island trying to end his life. And as a kid, Kaido was a part of the infamous Rocks Pirates. It took Roger and Garp to team up both together to defeat this crew. This crew consisted of a young Kaido, a young Big Mom, a young Whitebeard, a young Shiki, and Rocks D. Zebek himself. There's also more crew members that we still don't know anything about. I think that's enough of talking about Kaido. It's time to declare the winner of this fight by comparing the two directly. When it comes to strength, Kaido takes it. Although Akainu does have a more destructive fruit than Kaido, Kaido is literally entitled the strongest creature and he has better feats for strength overall. For speed, Kaido takes it again. Akainu just doesn't have any good speed feats, to be honest. Until we see more of Akainu, Kaido's definitely taking that. But I got Akainu taking durability and endurance. Although Kaido ran an entire gauntlet at Wano, Akainu was able to fight Aokiji for the Fleet Admiral title 10 days at full power, including the fact that Akainu was able to take many direct hits from Whitebeard at Marineford and get up like nothing happened. But Kaido still has better haki than Akainu. Until we see Akainu using his haki more, Kaido is just taking this category. I think it's self-explanatory why Akainu takes battle IQ and IQ. He just fights smarter and makes smarter decisions than Kaido. But if these two were to fight together at full power, I got Akainu winning. Some people are just gonna say, oh well, Kaido is the strongest creature, how would he lose to Akainu? But if you use that logic, you could just say that Akainu's possibly gonna be Luffy's final opponent, so he has to be stronger than Kaido, right? If the two were to fight in the long run, Akainu would win. Like we said, he has better endurance than Kaido. And besides, he would probably just be eating everything that Kaido throws at him. A funny thing is that Kaido's dream is to die heroically or something like that. If he wants to die so badly, he could just pull up to Navy headquarters. Akainu will get the job done for him. They say always bet on Kaido in a 1v1, but I guess Fleet Admiral Akainu is an exception.